Hello, my name is Trainer Zabuza, aka BulkyMcBulkerson, aka Zabuza1091, whichever you happen to prefer. I can't keep that up. What's going on, YouTube? You're chilling with Trainer Zabuza, BulkyMcBulkerson, Zabuza1091, whatever you want to call me. Daniel, I don't care. And I am here because I have been tagged in Pokemon Tag. And I decided that I already recorded this once, but I lost the audio, so I'm recording again, so, you know, whatever. And, cat's jumping over the place. And, yeah, I'm just deciding to record it again. And I went and got my nice snazzy suit just for the occasion. Some nice gray pants. And my, well, this shirt didn't really matter, just because as long as it was dark, it needed to match the coat. Hold on, my shoulders seem a little weird. Much better. Much better. Anyway, let's get on to it, shall we? Question 1. What is your favorite Pokemon type? I've always been very partial to fighting types. I don't know what it is. I just, ever since, like, Blaziken, since Gen 3, I always liked fighting types just because of how cool Blaziken was. It was the first the first fighting type starter. And, you know, in later generations, Pokemon such as Lucario definitely helped my love for it didn't hinder my love for fighting types. I really did like Lucario. What is your favorite region? My favorite region is probably the Johto region. I mean, I liked Gen 3 as a whole, but Johto just, I remember spending hours upon hours upon hours playing Pokemon Gold and Silver, just going through the Johto region, and you know, Kanto too, but mostly Johto, and it was just so much fun. Which Pokemon games do you own? I own all the main title series. That is to say, Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal, all the main series, and a few spin-offs. I think I own all the Pokemon Ranger games, all the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, and I think that's it. Oh, I do not own Pokemon Stadium 2. I own 1, but not 2, and I do not own Pokemon, what is it? It was like the Wii version of Pokemon. It's gonna come to me later, but, you understand what I'm trying to say. In the games, which gender do you normally play as? I usually play as the guy because I'm a guy. Plain and simple. Some people like to play as the female, which that's fine, they're allowed to, but I always play as the guy. Do you watch the anime? I do not watch the anime. I used to as a kid. I think I got all the way up to Battle Revolution, which was in 3rd Gen, or Hoenn, and then I stopped, because it just wasn't quite as interesting to me anymore. How many seen in the Pokedex of your latest game? I actually have no idea, let's find out. Let's see. National Dex. I have seen 369 Pokemon. God damn it, Hardy, your 69 has followed me all the way to my channel. Jeez. In that game, how many owned in the Pokedex? Well, I checked seen, which was 369, dang it, Hardy, and owned is 270. Wow, that is one off from 69. That was close. Do you even like Pokemon? Of course I do. Why would I dedicate a channel to something I don't even like? Silly. Do you collect the trading cards? I used to. I have a bunch of 1st generation and some 2nd generation, like I may have gotten to the first 1 or 2 booster packs of 2nd gen, but I can't quite remember. I think that my rarest card from the 2nd gen is either a Hitmontop or an Ursaring, and I can't really say the Hitmontop anymore because it was badly damaged, but the Ursaring. If you have the trading cards, do you play the game or just collect? I do neither. I don't collect anymore. The ones I have are just the ones I have. I'm not getting any more. And I know how to play the game, but I do not play it. I will say that I probably don't know a bunch of updated rules, like I heard that EX Pokemon, when they get fainted, the opponent draws 2 prizes or something? I'm not sure. But yeah. I still play the Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy. Heck, I even downloaded it on my 3DS for the Virtual Console. And that was just, that game is so much fun. I mean, I still play it occasionally. And I honestly, I prefer it to the current trading card game. I just do. I don't really, I much prefer the Game Boy game to what's out there right now. Do you draw Pokemon? I used to as a kid. I actually have this like kind of poster. I think I may have thrown it away just because it was like falling apart and disintegrating. It was like 100 different Pokemon that I owned, and I went and sketched all the Pokemon from the Pokemon drawing book, and sometimes put my little touches on them, and it was just, yeah, I just did that, and it wasn't so much drawing as tracing, but still, I drew a little bit, a little. What is your favorite Pokemon? Well, my favorite Pokemon is Snorlax. I think it's because I associate or empathize or something like that with it most strongly. And it's just, I really do like Snorlax. I mean, it's big, it's fat like I am, and it's really, really powerful. However, unlike Snorlax, I'm not actually that slow. What is your second favorite Pokemon? My second favorite Pokemon is probably Blaziken. Just, again, because of the nostalgia factor of playing, like, through Ruby with my Blaziken. Oh, I remember, like, in the Battle Frontier. It might have been in Emerald. Like, I traded the Blaziken over so I could play it on that game. But it was like in the Battle Frontier when there was that one area where the Pokemon battled by themselves without your instructions. My Blaziken would always pick the right moves that I'd want it to, and it was so much fun because it would just wreck everything. What is your favorite legendary? You know what? I'm gonna have to say my favorite legendary is probably Shaman, just because it's so darn cute. It's either that or Zapdos, because Zapdos is so badass looking, and I've got like an attachment from the first generation. But Shaman is just, it's so cute. It's just this little hedgehog flower thing, and you know, you give it a flower, and then all of a sudden it becomes this little badass little tyke hero kind of thing. Oh, it's such a good Pokemon. What is your second favorite? Well, I said my favorite was Zapdos or Shaman, and I'm gonna stick by that. So I'm not gonna like cop out and say that my second favorite would be whatever's not that. I'd have to say my second favorite Pokemon is legendary Pokemon. It's probably Cobalion, just because it reminds me of the Three Musketeers, and it's really fast. It's bulky as all hell. It just reminds me of like the character I wish I could, if I had to base myself in a Fire Emblem game. It reminds me that it makes me think that's the kind of character I'd want to be. Fast, massive defense, can hit moderately hard, has somewhat good accuracy, even if in like dirt resistance, that's fine, but or dirt special defense, that's fine, I don't mind, and moderate HP. Do you know what number 493 in the National Dex is? I actually found out after the first recording, but in the first recording I had no idea. I actually accurately guessed. Like, I was guessing late 4th gen, early 5th gen, and I kept thinking like Palkia Dialga, and then I just said, okay, screw it, I'm just gonna say it's Arceus. So I went and looked it up in my Game Boy, and it's just, what do you know, it was Arceus, and that was really cool. I can't believe I guessed it on the first try. That was so cool. I can never replicate the moment in this recording, but at least I'm telling you guys what happened. So I figured that may account for something. Would you rather have a Meowth or a Growlithe? Why choose? I'd take them both. I got a Growlithe or Lillipuppy right over there, and I've got many. Well, I don't personally have, but we've got cats in the house. Why choose? Do any of your relatives play Pokemon? Yes, my mother and my sister are both avid players of the Pokemon franchise. All three of us always get the new generational games, and usually the way it goes is they will get the same 2 games, and I will get the other one. So in the case of X and Y, my mother got X, I got Y, and then my sister got X. How often do you think about Pokemon? Every day. I have an entire channel dedicated to, and I'm trying to make that channel a career, so I do think of Pokemon every single day. Do you hide the fact that you like Pokemon from your real-life friends? Not at all. if they can't accept me for who I am, and whether I'd like to play a Pokemon or not, then I'd like to think that they're not really my true friends. And everyone I've told them to, it's been completely cool with it. What pets do you have that resemble Pokemon? Well, I said earlier that I've got my Lilo puppy, which is my dog, and called her Growlithe, but I would say that she's more of a kind of a mix between a Growlithe and a Lillipup. If you can somehow just mash those together, like the loyalty and the eagerness and the energy, just if you could somehow mesh them together, that's what it would be. And as for the cats, well, I do have cats, and one of them is just, let's see if I can, hold on, let's see if I can get her without spooking her off. And this one, come here, you, ow, 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 come here, come here, ah, no, come here, gotcha. Haha, this one reminds me of a Purloin because she ruins everything. She will pee on the couches, and it's not even funny or fair. She pees on everything. We can't have nice things because of her tricky little Purloin. Yeah. What Pokemon do you hate the most? Oh god, I hate Stunfisk. That derpy little creepy flat thing. I mean, at least like Quagsire is like cute derpy, but Stunfisk is just, it's derpy, it's creepy, it's just, it should not be a thing. I hate that freaking thing. Seriously, just hate the hell out of it. Which evolution do you like the best? I'd have to say it's a tie between Jolteon and Flareon. Mostly leaning towards Flareon now that it actually has Flare Blitz. Because I always liked Flareon as a Pokemon, I always liked its monstrous attack stat and its good special defense, but it just couldn't pay the bills with that physical attack stat. It needed Flare Blitz, and it finally got it. And Jolteon, just mostly nostalgia factor from Gen 1, when I used to use a Jolteon, and it would just always pull through. Which Castform form is the best? Who cares? It's a Castform. Like, really? It's a Castform. Who the hell cares? Hello, puppy. You agree. Isn't Castform stupid? Castform's a stupid Pokemon, isn't it? Which Deoxys form is the best? Well, if we're talking strictly competitive, then we're going to have to go with Deoxys Attack or Speed. Mainly because Attack beats all the other forms, and Speed beats Attack because it would outspeed it, and it's, you know, Deoxys is frail as all hell. So, competitively, that's how that works. But not competitively, I've always been partial to Deoxys Defense, just because it's got, you know, that massive tanky defense stat, and could, like, just take hits for days, and I always loved that. Articuno, Zapdos, or Moltres? Zapdos all the way. Beats all three of them. Hands down, just take Zapdos any day. Lugia or Ho-Oh? You know, that's actually a tough choice, because I always liked that Lugia got its own movie, and you could always see in, like, what it did in the movie. But, like, I feel like Ho-Oh just is better, because Lugia is a Psychic Flying type. I mean, it gets Hydro Pump, but it's Psychic Flying. Ho-Oh is Fire Flying, and it gets Sacred Fire. And it's just, it's always been that Pokemon you could not catch. In the anime, it was the Pokemon that Ash first saw on his journey that, like, never showed itself to anyone, but it showed itself to Ash. And I think that says something. And, like, in the Ruins of Alph in the second game, where you'd have to put the Ho-Oh puzzle together, but it was never really mentioned. Like, it's always been that mythical Pokemon for me. Which two people will you tag? I'm gonna have to tag Servant Seaslug, which is a good friend of mine, and I'm going to also tag N Squared, which is a new acquaintance of mine that I've met on Twitch. So, you guys have been tagged. I hope you watched this video, and yeah, I hope you guys will do the Pokemon tag as well. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe list your answers to these questions down below for yourself. Until next time, I'm Trainer Zabza, BulkyMcBulkerson, Zabza1091, whatever you want to say, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Bye!